What time is it? What time is it?
Time for you to buy a watch. What the fuck?
If you
Guys, I have bad news. Timmy Hill down to P9. Yeah!
no,
Yeah!
Yes, own him.
Get in there!
Yeah.
Really all race long. We started 23rd, and I think we drove to 13th on the first stage. Second stage, we lost a couple spots, but we were able to work our way back up and get 12th in the second stage. So we felt like we were in a good spot. I think we came back out 12th, and we were approaching top 10 before the last caution came. But really, we were top 15 truck, top 10 truck. You know, trying to get track position was hard, but I felt like on the second half of runs, we were really just as good as anybody. So I like that this race had long green flag runs, and it gave us a chance to fight and compete and ultimately come away with the top 10. You know, I felt like we really earned this one. I don't think we lucked into it. We drove there all day long and had a good truck in practice. I wish we qualified just a touch better, but overall, this little team that we have, they've done a tremendous job.
So speaking of earning it, I mean, it looked like you guys just executed all day, avoided mistakes that plagued all these other people.
Yeah, you know, that first run, it was a little nerve-wracking. We didn't see much tire wear like that on the right front. We saw some trucks that were blowing right front tires. So after we saw one or two, we started backing our pace off about 80%. And first pit stop, our right front looked great. So I think those guys were just being a little maybe aggressive on what they're doing with camber-wise. And we felt good where we were at, so we just kept on trucking after that. And, you know, we just fought hard really all day long. And the guys, you know, we've run really well here. We look back at our stats, the last 5 starts prior to this one, we were averaging 13th place finish. So we always come to Darlington and have a good run. You know, my experience is year 15 for me, and I feel like that really helps at a track like this where there's tremendous fall off tire-wise, and I can really take advantage of that. So between these guys give me a great truck and the experience, I think it really all pays off.
What does a finish like this do for your program? And does it parlay into any more races possibly?
Yeah, you know, for us, you know, this year was a year that we had to take a step back. You know, we went from a full-time schedule to part-time. You know, there were several reasons. You know, sponsorship, my family, you know, my guys. You know, we're a very small team. Only got 2 guys that work with me in the shop, Terry and Big Jim, and the 3 of us we just knock it out. So typically, how we work things is when we get trucks together and we feel like we're ready to race, we'll do it. You know, we try to pick tracks that we can succeed at, do a great job at. Darlington's one of them. I love the road courses. Martinsville's on our schedule for the end of the year. So, you know, for me, I like these challenging, tough tracks. I feel like as a driver, they're super fun to do. So that's how we decide which ones we're doing, how we're going to get there. And other than that, you know, it's trying to find money, and then with 3 guys, you're trying to make the workload happen.
Yeah, you kind of beat me to it. This is your best track. It always has been. I don't think that's really arguable. Can you take this sort of, you know, the media attention, the run? How can you sell this to people and say, hey, listen, this is the team that can make some noise if you support us?
Yeah, you know, basically we got to find companies that are interested in NASCAR. You know, most of the time it's hard because, you know, it's attractive to go to these bigger teams. You know, they have a lot more luxurious items that they can provide. But, you know, for us, we can get a little bit of spotlight if we do a good job, but I feel like we do every time we come to Darlington. So, you know, we can take our results and pitch them to sponsors. You know, for us, you know, Units and Coble Enterprises, and this is a local track for them, so it's great to have them here. It's easy really for us to come run this race because it's local for everybody. So as far as parlaying this into more opportunities in the future, yeah, we try to sell ourselves. You can try to sell ourselves as a contender, as somebody that even though we're small, that we can take a lot from it, and hopefully these results speak for themselves.
On Garage, it was a joint effort, Toyota. You know, I love being around the truck series, been able to do that with Fox in the broadcast booth. Been able to work with all the Tricon Garage drivers this year. Congratulations to Corey on his win in the playoffs. For me, I didn't know what to expect, and honestly was probably the most nervous I've ever been coming into a race. I don't know if it's because I didn't want my young drivers talking smack to me, or if you just never know when your last race is going to be. Friday was rocky. Like, we were not great. The truck was a handful up the hill, but Jake and my team got the truck better all day long. We kept moving forward. Pit stops were great. We just executed a race. I think I hit the wall like 4 or 5 times, which isn't bad for me at Darlington. Normally I have 1 extra pit stop for a flat tire, and I didn't have to do that today, so good day overall.
How did this deal ultimately come together?
Last Wednesday, Matt Fuchsia, my former crew chief, we've talked about it for 3 years, ever since he was at Tricon. Like, I want to drive a truck. We stayed in close contact, and he called me and said, hey, we may have a truck open for Darlington. Would you want to do it? It's like, heck yeah, let's do it. And so I was at Daytona on Saturday, hanging out with the Legacy Motor Club and Advent Health guys. I mentioned that I might have an opportunity, and they're like, we got to do it. And so Cal Wells, Jimmy Johnson, Justin Baldwin at Legacy Motor Club talked to Advent Health. Anna from Advent Health said, hey, listen, we can't be on a truck on Saturday, but we would love to put Victory Junction on it. And so they made it happen. Really cool for Kyle and Richard Petty as well to have Victory Junction on the truck. But for me, my expectations were pretty low coming into this. I didn't know what to expect. Never even qualified a truck before. We were in COVID when I raced all the races before, except for Homestead, and I didn't get to qualify there. So learned a lot this weekend. Hopefully we can apply it going forward for our team.